Welcome to my channel History with Hansa. This is Dr. Hansa Das with you, and this is the second part of the lecture series on Harappan civilization where we discuss its material characteristics. In the last video, we have talked about the name, terminology, origin, antecedents, and important sites of the civilization, and in this section, we take into account the town planning, pottery, tools and implements, arts and crafts, and script of the Harappan civilization. Now, many scholars have called the Harappan urbanization as the urban revolution, and the urbanism of the Harappan civilization is mainly associated with the mature phase. The Harappan cities were planned to serve the basic functional, social, and economic requirements of the inhabitants. As I said, we will focus upon the following things: town planning, pottery, technology, arts and crafts, and script. So, let us begin with town planning. The Harappan culture was distinguished by its system of town planning. Archaeologists like Mortimer Wheeler and Stuart Pigott believed that the Harappan towns had a remarkable unity of conception, which is evident from the basic layout of large Harappan cities and towns. The Harappan culture was distinguished by its own system of town planning, and therefore both Harappa and Mohenjo-daro had a citadel or acropolis, and this was possibly occupied by members of the ruling class. Below the citadel, in each city lay a lower town with brick houses that were inhabited by the common people. Now, this system of having a citadel or acropolis and a lower town was found in most of the sites of the Harappan civilization except in Dholavira, where we have three divisions: the citadel, the middle town, and the lower town. This is a picture of the citadel and the lower town, what you are seeing in this slide, and you can guess from it how the citadel and the lower town were planned. Now, the remarkable thing about the arrangement of the houses was that in the cities they followed a grid system with roads cutting across one another virtually at right angles. So we have a grid plan, a picture of a grid plan here, which shows how cities cut across the streets cut across each other at right angles. The monuments of the cities probably symbolized the ability of the ruling class to mobilize labor and collect taxes, and the huge brick constructions were a means of impressing upon the common people the prestige and influence of the rulers. Now, in Mohenjo-daro, the most important public place of Mohenjo-daro seems to have been the Great Bath, the picture of Great Bath which I have shown to you in this slide. This Great Bath uh, comprises the tank which is situated in the Citadel Mount, and it is a fine example of beautiful brickwork. It has been suggested that the Great Bath was primarily intended for ritual bathing. Then we have a large tank at Dholavira. The large tank found in Dholavira may be compared to the Great Bath, and the Dholavira tank was probably used for the same purpose as the Great Bath of Mohenjo-daro. So you have a picture of the Dholavira tank in this slide. Now in Mohenjo-daro, the largest building is a granary in the citadel of Harappa. So this is the Mohenjo-daro granary, the picture of which you are seeing in the slide. This is the Mohenjo-daro granary, and in the citadel of Harappa, we find as many as 6 granaries. To the south of the granaries at Harappa lay working floors consisting of the rows of circular brick platforms, and these were evidently meant for threshing grain because wheat and barley were found in the crevices of the floors. Now, in when we come to Kalibangan, in the southern part of Kalibangan too, there are brick platforms which may have been used for granaries. Thus, it would appear that granaries played an important role in Harappan cities. And the kind of granary which you are seeing in this slide, the picture, most of the granaries were of similar types. Now, the drainage system, the most important part of the town planning of Harappan civilization is the drainage system. The drainage system of Mohenjo-daro was very impressive, as you can see in the pictures given in the slide, we find that in almost all the cities, every house, large or small, had its own courtyard and bathroom. In Kalibangan, many houses had their own wells, and water flowed from the house to the streets, which had drains. Sometimes the drains were covered with bricks and sometimes with stone slabs. The remains of streets and drains have also been found at Banavali. So altogether, the quality of the domestic bathrooms and drains is remarkable, and the drainage system of Harappa is almost unique. Perhaps no other Bronze Age civilization paid so much attention to health and cleanliness as did the Harappans. Now, the second important material characteristic of the Harappan civilization, we have to talk about pottery. Now, among the remains discovered in the Harappan civilization, pottery forms an important category. A large quantity of pottery excavated from the sites enable us to understand the gradual evolution of various design motifs as employed in different styles and shapes. The Indus Valley pottery consists chiefly of very fine wheel-made wares, very few being handmade. And when we were talking about the pottery culture of the Harappan civilization in the previous video, when we were talking about the different sites, the important sites, we have seen that in different sites, different kinds of uh, pottery types were prevalent in these important sites. Now, plain pottery is more common than painted ware, and plain pottery is generally of red clay with or without a fine or fine red or gray slip. Now, the black painted ware has a fine coating of red slip on which geometric and animal designs are executed in glossy black paint. Polychrome pottery is rare and mainly comprises small vases. Incised ware is also rare. Perforated pottery. Perforated pottery includes a large hole at the bottom and small holes all over the wall. Pottery for household purposes is found in as many shapes and sizes as could be conceived of for daily practical use. So here you have some pictures of the pots which the Harappan people made, which will give you an idea of the different pottery types that were prevalent in the Harappan civilization. Next, we come to technology. Now, the tools and implements used by the Harappans also show a striking degree of uniformity in designs and in technique of production. A large number of metals were used by the Harappans for a variety of uses. Copper and bronze were the principal metals used for making tools and implements, and these include flat, oblong axes, chisels, knives, spears, arrowheads, small saws, razors, etc. The copper and bronze vessels of the Harappans are among the finest products. Now, casting of copper and bronze was understood, and figurines of men and animals were made by the lost wax process. These two are technically outstanding, though the overall level of copper bronze technology is not considered to have reached the level attained in Mesopotamia. Other metals used were gold, silver, and lead. Lead was employed occasionally for making small vases. Silver was relatively more common than gold, which is indicated by the number of large vessels made of silver that we have. Gold was by no means common and was generally reserved for such small objects as beads and pendants. And comparatively few examples of ivory carving have also been found, which include combs, carved cylinders, and so on. Uh, Now, arts and crafts. Arts not only reflect the spirit and atmosphere of a culture, but also give an indication of social values and religious beliefs in a way that other material remains cannot possibly do. This is certainly true in the mature Harappan period. The forms of art found from various sites of the civilization include sculptures, seals, jewelry, terracotta figurines, etc. So first we come to the seals. Seals are the outstanding contribution of the Indus people, and they were used throughout the length and breadth of this civilization. They were mainly made of steatite. Two main types are seen. First, square with a carved animal and inscription, and second rectangular with an inscription only. Both these types have been found at Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. Chanhu-daro has yielded only square stamp seals. A few ceilings made of burnt clay have also come to light, and then I will show you some pictures of the seals. We have seals depicting a unicorn, humped bull, an elephant, a rhinoceros, etc. So you have the pictures of the unicorn seal, bull seal, elephant seal, rhinoceros seal. Now, more than 1200 seals have been found at Mohenjo-daro alone, and the most remarkable one is the Pashupati seal. You can see the picture in the slide. The Pashupati seal depicts Shiva seated on a stool, flanked by an elephant, tiger, rhinoceros, and buffalo. And below the stool are two antelopes or goats. Marshall identified it as Shiva in his Pashupati, that is Lord of Beasts form. Now, a scene very often repeated on seals shows a man holding two roaring tigers with his outstretched arms. This recalls the Sumerian Gilgamesh and his lions, the famous seal which we found from Sumer, Gilgamesh and his lions. Okay, now the seals of Indus Valley civilization, in terms of their role in economic life, form an impressive part of the surviving examples of Harappan art. This is about seals. Then we have stone sculptures. The most monumental products are stone sculptures, and the stone sculpture of a bearded head found in Mohenjo-daro is a well-known piece of art. The face is bearded with the upper lip shaped, and the half-closed eyes might indicate a state of meditation. Some scholars believe that it is the bust of a priest. Uh, However, the Harappans do not seem to have used stone or bronze for their artistic creations on a large scale, and the findings of such works are rare. Then we have bronze figures. The most famous art piece is the bronze figure of a dancing girl, which was discovered in Mohenjo-daro, and it is considered to be a masterpiece of the Harappan art. You can see the picture of the bronze dancing girl in this slide. And among animal motifs of bronze, one may mention a fine buffalo and a ram. Then we have two little toy carts of bronze, which are also fairly well-known objects. And although one was discovered in Harappa and the other at Chanhu-daro, a distance of over 650 kilometers, they are identical in design. So you have the picture of the toy cart found at Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. Then we have terracotta figurines. Terracotta figurines have been found in large numbers from the Harappan settlements, and they were used as toys or cult figures. A variety of birds and monkeys, dogs, sheep, and cattle are represented in these forms, along with humped and humpless bulls. You have a picture of the terracotta figurines. Uh, a large number of male and female figurines have also been found, and a large number of terracotta figurines are those of females regarded as the manifestations of the mother goddess. So this picture shows you how mother goddess was represented in terracotta figurines. Various models of terracotta carts are also remarkable, and these models show that the bullock carts used in those times are ancestors of the actual bullock carts used in modern times. Then we come to beads. The Harappans used remarkably beautiful beads made of such precious and semi-precious stones like turquoise, carnelian, and steatite. The processes of making these beads are clear from the finds of a workshop in Chanhu-daro. Gold and silver beads have also been found, and the commonest material used for making beads was steatite. Now, carnelian beads are also quite common, and in Mohenjo-daro was also discovered a hoard of jewelry consisting of gold beads, fillets, and other ornaments. Small dishes of silver too have been uh, found. So now you have some pictures of the beads which were found in the Harappan civilization, which talk about the excellent art and craft that developed in this civilization. And finally, the last section of the material characteristics of Harappan civilization is about the script. Now, the Harappans invented the art of writing like the people of ancient Mesopotamia. And although the earliest specimen of the Harappan script was discovered quite early, it has yet to be deciphered. Some scholars try to connect it with the Dravidian or the Proto-Dravidian language, and others with Sanskrit, and yet others with the Sumerian language, but none of these readings is satisfactory. And as the script has not been deciphered, we can neither judge the Harappan contribution to literature nor say anything about their ideas and beliefs. There are 4,000 specimens of Harappan writing on stone seals and other objects, as you can see. And unlike the Egyptians and Mesopotamians, the Harappans did not write long inscriptions. Most inscriptions were recorded on seals and they contain only a few words. These seals may have been used by the propertied to mark and identify their private property. Altogether, we have about 250 to 400 pictographs and in the form of a picture, and each letter stands for some sound, idea, or object. The Harappan script is not alphabetical but largely pictographic, and attempts have been made to compare it with the contemporary scripts of Mesopotamia and Egypt, but it is the indigenous product of the Indus region and does not indicate any connection with the scripts of Western Asia. So now we come, this is the end of this presentation where we have talked about the material characteristics, town planning, pottery, tools and implements, arts and crafts, and scripts. Hope this this presentation works well for you. And in the next section of in the next part of the series on Harappan civilization, we will come up with the economy, society, religion of the Harappan civilization, and finally, the last presentation will be on the diffusion and decline of the Harappan civilization. If you have liked the video, please share it with others, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you.